My name is Professor Jonathan Gibson. I'm a consultant ophthalmologist in Birmingham, and my role is 50% working in the NHS and 50% working in the university doing research and teaching. Well, I think the Macular Society fills an important niche for patients between diagnosis and maybe treatment and after treatment. Concentrating on a small number of conditions with the eye, it has a real strength, perhaps that other larger societies can't deal with. So I think it's got a very important role in helping patients after we've seen them in the hospital and providing counselling, support, social interaction and keeping patients up to date with new developments. As a professional, it's been useful because in two ways really. Firstly, to help me keep in touch with our patients, because our local society is very strong around Birmingham, and that's enabled me to keep in touch with patients who I've seen and treated in the past. And secondly, to help us from research programs to try and access patients who might want to be involved in research. So we've used the Macular Society to get us in contact with patients who might be interested. Well, I think my patients that have told me that the Macular Society is very useful for keeping up to date with new developments, particularly at helping to sift out those things that they've read in newspapers and heard on the radio or television, and they're not sure whether this is a new breakthrough that might be revolutionary for them or whether it may never see the light of day. And I think the Macular Society has got an important role in sifting out sort of reports and putting them in context that they may not actually develop into something useful. The other thing is obviously that it provides great social support actually at the meetings. I've been surprised at the local meetings I've been to how socially they look. It looks like a sort of party. So I think actually that's if I had macular degeneration, or when I eventually get macular degeneration, I very much would look forward to going to somewhere where you can meet people and that you get to know them over a period of time. It's got an important role, the Macular Society, for giving out information sheets, and we use the information booklets virtually on every patient who is newly diagnosed with AMD in our NHS clinics. So we think they're really good. I think the patient's the best judge of what it's like to live with macular degeneration and other macular conditions. And I think as an eye care professional, often I'm not probably in full possession of the overall picture. Recently we've had some research carried out by one of our PhD students where she was put in touch with patients and with macular degeneration and was able to interview them, and it was a real eye-opener for me as to how macular disease can affect a person's whole lifestyle and relationships. And it was a very sort of humbling experience to read her interview transcripts. So I think the patients know best really, and as eye care professionals, feedback that we get from them, probably from the Macular Society, can only be beneficial.